Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So like, comment and subscribe. Let's get started. Brows already done, so I do my face first. Lancome. Now for this Lancome primer, I saw a lot of YouTubers use this primer and I said I was going to try it, and I am trying it right now, and I will give you my full thoughts on this primer after a few weeks. Fenty foundation. Oh, this is my fourth time using this foundation, and the thing about it is it's light. What you don't know is that I love a skin-like finish, and this foundation does that for me. It is buildable, so you can build it up and get that finish that you want and you desire. But for me, I love skin-like finish, and Fenty does that. It's easy on the skin, it glides along gently. You don't have to work too hard to get this to look the way you want it to. Now we go into our Fenty concealer. A little goes a long way. Let's see here. Ooh, this concealer is like butter. It's so creamy. It's everything that I like in a concealer. It does what it's supposed to do. It stays in place. It minimizes my creasing under my eyes. I am raving about this Fenty concealer. If you haven't tried it yet, you need to go out there and find it. It works really well, blends nicely, and works good with my setting powder. I don't know about y'all, but I do know that what I'm doing now is removing harsh lines between my concealer and my foundation. I'm using the foundation brush and I'm blending out my concealer, softening the edges, removing harsh lines with this step is very important. Taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Mahogany, I am going to contour. Contour this so good. I contour around, then I take my brush and I buff it out. I just buff it out, buff it all around the concealer, blended it in. Do not leave any lines. Keep working it out. Now, this concealer is one of my favorites. It's one of the darkest shades I have that I use for contouring, and this is what I use for that. I will start here by adding some concealer underneath the darkened shade of the contour, just to lighten it up and make it look more snatched. Now I set with Laura Mercier. Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder is my all-time favorite powder. This is the only powder that's very smooth and finely milled and exactly like a powder. I've tried other powders and they don't work for me just as good as Laura Mercier has done for me. And snatch. Some more powder on my nose area under my eyes to catch fallout from the eyeshadow. This is easier to remove when it's done this way. And I also snatch my contour. I powder underneath that where I put the concealer earlier. So this is what I do here. As you can see, I'm putting it in. Now this is just to highlight this area to make my contour look even better. Taking the Fenty concealer, I prime my lids. I don't set it because I'm leaving it like this, and I place the eyeshadow on it. I am going to create a look using this palette and this palette. Maybe this alone or both of them. Haven't decided yet, but let's see what we can do. This is my Zulu palette. I'm going to go into the orange shade first. Next, I'm going to go into my yellow. Using the yellow shade from the Zulu palette, I just blend that on top of the orange. I just work it in back and forth. Nice transition. This is what I'm trying to get, a smooth transition. So I'm going to blend it really well. Now I wanted a darker color, so I used Fez from the Saharan palette, and I put that on the outer corner of the eye and also the inner corner of the eye. For this look I'm doing here, I'm going to use this color to kind of bring it in. The halo eye, this is what I'm working on right now. So I finally decided what I was doing, so I'll do a halo eye. So I'm working on it now, but this is how you start the process of this halo eye. You go outer, inner, and then you make the two of them meet in the middle. Taking a clean brush, I blend out the color Fez from the Saharan 2 palette, and I make it smooth transition, getting rid of these lines. A clean brush for me works well when I want to make it smooth and seamless as possible. So you blend this out really well, mixing it in with a little orange and a little of the yellow that you have up there. Concealer here a little bit, just because I want it to pop. Now I place my concealer in the center of the lid. I'm making like a semi-moon. I'm not going over on the sides with the eyeshadow. I'm just placing it directly in the center of the eye. I didn't show you guys this color. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm using the Prism palette, and I'm using the color Pyramid right on top of this. I'm just using Pyramid at the top. It's popping, don't you see? After I used the color Pyramid, I went into my Zulu palette and I used the yellow that I used before. I'm putting that yellow right underneath Pyramid. I'm blending out the harsh lines, but I'm packing it in. You may not see it right now, but it's really, really powerful here. Same Zulu palette, I'm using the orange. Now this is going right below the yellow. Next I go in below the orange with the color Fez from the Saharan 2 palette. You can see me making a line and neatening up the bottom there. just complete the other eye off camera. So let's keep moving. See why the powder was there? To catch that excess fallout from the eyeshadow. This is a really good tip, guys. You should try it sometimes. Now for a liner. This is a powder eyeliner. This is eyeshadow. I am using the eyeshadow from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, Upside In. It makes a very nice liner. Now, please be careful with black eyeshadow. You don't want to go up too far and overpower this look. So you take your time from the lash line and you work your way up. I like my liners to be very small and neat, so I take my time with this. On my lower lash line, I am going to use a white liner. This opens up the eye a little bit. Next, I'm going in with the Fez from the Saharan palette. Yeah, I put this underneath the white and I blend it in. I smoke it out a little. I don't touch the white. I just put it underneath the white, as you can see I'm doing here. Now, after I use Fez, I'm going in with the orange from the Zulu palette. I place that on the Fez. And when I'm finished blending it out, I go in with the yellow from the Zulu palette under that. It's like a gradient finish. It's the same gradient I use on the top. I'm doing it also on the bottom. Okay, so I did my lashes off camera. Okay, first I line my lips. Then I go in with GerardCosmetics Boss Lady. Oh, I love this lipstick. Then I use Colourpop's Magic Wand on the inside. I think yes. What you guys think? What you guys think about this look? My bell, notification bell. And like always, I got to go.